that's dark. I've decided that I'm going to do these things on my phone from now on instead of my laptop computer because my laptop is dying. And I think my phone actually captures light better than my laptop does. I'm gonna... this is gonna take some time to get used to. But it's time for tip videos for the week. And so I'm going to continue messing around with this while I talk. Don't mind me. That's a little bit better, right? So tip video tips. I've actually been writing a lot of tips down that I've been working on. But for this week, I wanted to talk specifically about changing up your environment. And this is one that I've wanted to talk about since I went on my vacation a couple of, at the beginning of, it's like end of a couple months ago, beginning of last month. And I wanted to talk about it because changing up your environment is actually a really good way to open up the mind. So let's explain why this helps so much. First, with deduction, what are we doing? We are training our minds to reprogram the pathways that they use. Our minds are used to jumping to conclusions. They are used to skipping vital steps to come up with a conclusion, taking shortcuts. They have a predetermined path for solving problems already. When we start making deductions, though, we start changing the paths that our mind is used to. We have to reprogram our minds to slow down, to take individual steps to build conclusions. And to come to logical conclusions instead of jumping to conclusions. So, the physical, real-world application of that is to change your environment, change your path. If you're used to taking a direct path from your house to work every day, or from your house to school every day, change it up. Take the back roads, take shortcuts, take the long way around. Whatever it is that you do, make sure to change up your path that you travel on a daily basis. On one hand, we also train ourselves to always take the most efficient path, but it doesn't hurt to every now and then change up your traditional path in order to defeat the mundanity of it. So that's one tip. And then also, our brains learn best when there's a little bit of stress applied to a situation. I'm going to completely ignore the school system because school system sucks, but in general, most people learn better on the spot when it's important. You learn to do, when you're learning a new job, you learn best by doing. You learn by doing, you learn by action, you learn by watching, you learn by being put in the environment and having to do it yourself. So, learning, teaching yourself, training, reading, whatever it is, if you can do something to add pressure to it, to that training, it's going to stick with you better. And then also change up your learning environment, which we kind of talked about already in the beginning of this video, but changing up your learning environment. For example, I am almost always stuck behind this desk when I'm reading. So sometimes I like to go to another room to read, or to go sit on my bed around the corner to read, or go outside to read. Just changing up your environment helps things to stick better as well. Have you ever been reading something, and then when you go back a few days later or whatever to read it again, you remember what song was playing when you were reading because you, and that happens because of association, which we can get into later on in the Mind Palace training videos. But the associations help the memories to stick, help what you're learning to stick. So if you're always learning behind a desk, if you're always reading your book behind a desk, what's going to happen is all the association is just the desk, and then you have the entire book associated just to the desk. And this isn't exactly how it works, but the gist of it is that if you change around your locations, you're going to kind of widen your range a bit, and that's going to allow your learning to vary, and it's going to stick better. So, tip video for today is just basically to change up all your routine. It's not bad to have routine, especially when your routine is efficient. That's actually healthy for your for deduction, and healthy in general, to have an efficient, clean routine. But every now and then, it doesn't hurt to change your routine up. So maybe for a week, you do all your reading in a different spot, or you change the pattern in which you'd go about your day, or you change the path you take to work, or just get out of the house and go explore someplace that you've never explored before, and just take a few minutes to sit and meditate, or sit and read. Things like that are going to help just keep things fresh, and that's an important part of learning. That's an important part, which learning is an important part of deduction. So these tips, while they're mostly study-based tips, it's going to help you to learn study. And then finally, on the subject of study, we can change up the things that we study pretty frequently. That's why my study of art that I was doing for a while got so mundane, is because I was just studying art for months and months and months. And though I love art and all aspects of art, music and theater and all kinds of different art, it gets mundane when that's the only source of academics that you're taking in is just art. And that's why I kind of got burnt out on it. So changing up. Maybe you're doing a study on art one day, do a study on biochemistry another day, or do a study on lie detection, or do a study on animals or something. Just change up the studies that you do, and it's going to keep things fresh as well. With all of that being said, my notebook is falling apart. I think that is everything I wanted to share today. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.